What's up guys, this is Coach Donny from Elevate Yourself, where we change lives through volleyball, training, and inspirational content. Welcome to my Volleyball Coach Reaction to HAIKYUU Season 2, Episode 22. If you're new to this channel, I'm a volleyball coach, volleyball player, and personal trainer who provides volleyball tutorials, jump training workouts, and other cool volleyball videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for more content. Someone suggested in the last video that I position my mic more vertically and speak into it this way for better sound quality. So let me know if this improves the sound quality compared to previous videos in the comments. I appreciate all the constructive feedback that you guys give me to help make my videos better for you guys. It's been a while since I've watched anime, and having that feeling of that cliffhanger where you gotta wait a week or two just for the next episode makes me feel like a kid again. I'm glad that the Japanese men's national team players actually enjoy being compared to HAIKYUU players, because it can easily feel like people are doing that just because they're Japanese or that people are teasing them. So it's good that they're not taking it that way. This is such a great observation that I did not realize, to compare Hinata and Kageyama's relationship, where Kageyama, when he was setting Hinata during the first stages of Hinata's volleyball development, always trying to find ways to set Hinata to make him better, and Hinata in his early volleyball stages was just trying to jump as high as he could and hit as hard as he could, even with his eyes closed. And like this fan mentioned, that's exactly like Mad Dog and Oikawa. Mad Dog is such an interesting character and powerful athlete that he has to have some type of backstory. So I'm really curious what makes Mad Dog who he is. And more importantly, is he going to evolve his volleyball game, because someone that talented is such a waste to stay at that level and not improve his game. I really am a pretty chill guy in person. I don't get excited about a lot of things. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't get excited in here. I'm just not a very outwardly expressive person. So the excitement you see when I yell, or when my eyes get big, or when I start to do this with my hands during my HAIKYUU reaction videos, that's all real, and it does take a lot for me to get to that point. So HAIKYUU is definitely having an impact on me. If you've been enjoying my videos, please consider supporting me on my Patreon, where you receive exclusive access to my monthly live Q&A sessions, monthly podcasts, my private blog, behind the scenes footage, and more. Now let's get this HAIKYUU party started. Right, I noticed that soft filter. This is going to be a flashback. I'm already noticing the patterns of HAIKYUU anime. Oh, they actually cussed in this. I'm not used to them cussing in this anime. I like that Yamaguchi is taking ownership of his mistake. We'll see how Coach Ukai responds to this. He'll probably just say, it's okay. Just do better next time. Ooh, it's a flashback. Alright, Coach Ukai is going to give him another chance. That was a great way to set up the scene, man. That three-dimensional animation, can we just rewind that to appreciate that? Animating movement is already challenging enough, but at least you can have the length of the arm generally the same proportion. And for example, we see the back of the shoe, so you're mostly seeing the back of the shoe if you're filming somebody running from behind. But having someone stand still and to make it look like the camera is panning, that means every frame, the perspective is different. For example, the shoe is going to look different every single frame because the length has to be different, the design is going to be slightly different. as you're trying to animate the turning of the shoe. And on top of that, you add a rising element. That is really, 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 really challenging. Not as challenging as the spinning ball spiking animation with that overhead revolving camera type of view like we see in the intro, but this is pretty close. So we got to watch it again to enjoy that. Rising camera and rotating, and that's so smooth. They do it so smoothly. They keep the shadows the same. They keep the creases of the neck the same, but impressive. Fly. Oh, they're finally saying fly. I just kept saying, I thought they're saying hi. I think they're saying fly. Ooh, he's even got a cool serving routine. Spinning the ball. Knocked him back. Lots of power. The former cowards fight. That's the title of this episode. Probably referring to Yamaguchi. Fighter! That's a good strategy. Back up to let it come in front of you more. Easier to control. Like digging a spike. We got bald and bald crime. Ooh. Seijoh's up by 4 points. Ooh, not the serving. Oh, even better. Man, look at that facial expression from Yamaguchi. He is ready. The scaredy cat. Let's see if Hinata gives him a few words of encouragement. Yeah, that's Hinata's way. Everyone's unsure of what to say to him. Ooh, even Yamaguchi said nice serve. That's rare. I caught that one. This is really great that his entire team knows how difficult the situation is for everyone, but they also probably remember that Yamaguchi messed up last time when he had a chance to serve under pressure. And you should encourage your teammate. I think this is going a little overboard because sometimes too much encouragement can communicate that you don't believe in that person. So if you're in this situation, you should treat the person like you would any other teammate and just say, hey, you got this. Next one, good serve, and leave it at that. So I think Yamaguchi is interpreting this as helping him relax because you see him smiling and laughing. But in general, don't over encourage somebody. Alright, he's breathing. That's the most important thing before you serve. Yeah, take advantage of the full 8 seconds. Go through your service routine, get your mind in the right place. As I blew the whistle, was like, I love that he has a personal mentor who understands him and is always there to support him. Oh, this is before the game. This is in the tournament. Wow, what a good mentor. By the way, if you ever coach, it means a lot to your players when you actually go watch them play. Now, that sounds kind of silly because if you're coaching a player, you are actually watching them. But when you have a chance to support them outside your normal team atmosphere, like one thing I try to do during the off season is watch my players in high school play on their club teams. And sometimes I'll actually go to their basketball games or their soccer games if they play different sports. One, I just care a lot about my players, so I do want to support them. But those moments, even if you just go to watch them once, goes a long way, and that means a lot to these young people. I think it's so special that he has a mentor that is guiding him along the way and has this unconditional support. This is a really great element of HAIKYUU. Let's go, Yamaguchi. He is ready. Eyes of determination. Full 8 seconds, yes. Slow breath out. Focus on the task at hand. Block out everything else. I love it. The heartbeat. Probably 8 heartbeats to symbolize 8 seconds. Ooh, that's floating. And then drop in. Ooh. That's what a good float serve can do. All these line judges look the same. Same haircut. Yes, Yamaguchi. Oh man, that was so funny. They're holding back the other players like little dogs. Oh, those are Seijoh fans. That's funny. Hey, everyone's gonna cheer for the underdog regardless of what team they play for. Ooh, his mentor shaking out of anxiety and pride. Alright, let's see if Yamaguchi can get another one. Yeah. Jump floats, especially with that specific ball. I wonder if they changed it to that ball on purpose, because that ball floats like crazy. Suki speaking more. Oh, he's gonna make Yamaguchi cry because he recognizes all the hard work he put in. That is a real compliment, and coming from Suki, it's a big compliment for him to recognize somebody's effort. That's an interesting analogy. A shot to break through the skin. Oh, he's ready. He's like charging his fireball there. This is another great observation from Takeda Sensei, and something to understand for all volleyball players. Serving is the only skill that you have complete control over. It's what we call a closed chain skill, where no one else is directly impacting your ability to serve. I mean, people can yell stuff at you, but in terms of physicality, you control your own toss and you control your own contact. Compared to other skills like passing, someone else is usually try to make it tougher on you, like serve or hit harder at your ability to pass. Same thing with setting. The set is completely dependent on the pass. And same thing with hitting. The hitting is very dependent on the set. And also, serving is one of the few skills that you can practice fully and game-like by yourself. And I can testify to this because when I sat the bench for 2 years on my high school varsity team, I taught myself how to jump serve. There was a big tennis wall outside the back of our high school where before practice, I would just toss to myself and try to hit it. Originally, I thought I was actually trying to practice how to spike because I didn't have a setter who would practice with me. So I thought to myself, well, I want to be a good hitter, so I'm going to practice setting myself and then actually try to spike it against the wall so I don't have to chase it. And eventually that evolved into a jump serve, and I didn't know that I was jump serving at that time because growing up in the early 2000s, jump serving and jump floating was actually not that common. It was usually reserved for college and professional level, and most people were doing standing floats, and very rarely were people jump serving. Now it's a lot more common because the volleyball techniques have advanced. So if you want to get better at volleyball and you don't have a partner to train, serving is one of the few skills that you can improve completely on your own. Ooh, yeah, that's also true. You can score completely on your own. Yeah, before it used to be seen as starting play, but now people view it as an opportunity to score a point. Oh, he's serving at Mad Dog. That's good. He's probably not a good passer. Oh, it's gonna rise. That's so true. Unpredictable trajectory from a float serve. That's why you don't want to have any spin on the ball. Yes! Ooh, Coach Ukai is excited for Yamaguchi. My pawn! It's gonna get him again. It's gonna drop. Oh yeah. Stepping forward and taking with your hands, that's one way to deal with it. But we got Tsuki in front. He's a good blocker, an intelligent player. He's gonna wait. Oh! His body's in the way. That's all you need. Love it. We got Yamaguchi's fighting spirit. Oh, I think I hit in the face. Oh, Yamaguchi's gonna... Oh, sorry, Suki. Suki was the one that made a smart play. 23-22. Oh, man. Oh. Tsuki is giving encouragement. Wow, Tsuki really likes Yamaguchi. Good timeout. 3 points in a row, you gotta stop the momentum. If I were Seijoh, this is how I would adapt to Yamaguchi's serve. You saw previously that Maki took the float serve with his hands, and generally, at least in men's volleyball, it's a lot easier to pass float serves with your hands because you can have more control with your hands, whereas your platform, these are really narrow margins for error. So one way to deal with that is to step forward, so to force yourself to take it more with your hands. And then I would also hide Mad Dog, because he's just not a good passer. You want him mainly to focus on hitting. The only way that won't work is if Yamaguchi knows how to float serve short, where you have to use your platform. But at least in that instance, a shorter float serve is not moving at as high of a velocity, so it's not going to change direction as much. But a good jump float is going to be a good jump float at the end of the day, whether it's a short or a deep jump float serve. So really curious how Seijoh's going to respond to this. Yeah, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Just get your body behind it and good things happen. Oh, flashback. I love these flashbacks. That's right, after timeout, run onto the court. Show your enthusiasm. Can we just pause this frame for a moment and enjoy the reflection of these shoes on the gym floor? If you look closely, you can even see the reflection of the sidewall on the gym floor. They also blurred the background a little bit to help you focus a little bit more on Yamaguchi's body. These are not absolutely necessary animation techniques, because the reality is they take more time to do these small details, but this is what makes good animation special, when people add these little details to really make you feel like you're there. That ball's really big, so Yamaguchi must not be that tall. Ooh, okay, that's a good strategy. Aim flat, make it as flat as possible. Oh, the dribbler. That's Yamaguchi's specialty. By the way, people usually don't do that serve on purpose. It's usually an accidental serve when it dribbles off the net. That's right. If you got one job, you gotta put everything you have into that one job. Another ace. Amazing. Pin Saba. When you're in rhythm, you're just in rhythm. Good things happen. Halftime. I knew it. Right when you want to watch more and things get really close, they're going to put it on halftime. Man, Seijoh still has not made an adjustment. Let's see. There's only 2 points left. Yeah, this one's a lot more aggressive. The other one was tentative. This one is assertive. Is he going to serve in between two players, the seam, and make it really close to the white of the net? Oh, that's funny. K-pop trying to encourage his team, but Seijoh's like, yeah, we already know. We've already moved on. That's funny. The awkward leader. Come on, Yamaguchi. Oh, a little bit of spin, so it's easier to pass. There we go, taking it with your hands. Oh, Zuki saw that play. Tanaka with a good up. Let's go, Asahi. It's your specialty. 3 blockers, just crush it. Dang, he was super high above. His whole chest was above the net. Oh, such a close play. Both players yelling. One out of agony and one out of celebration. Sometimes if you just hit high and hard, good things happen. Wow, this could be that Cinderella story. How is this going to end? Is he going to get another clean ace? This is what I always teach my players. The biggest mistake volleyball players make is they look at the server. You can't do anything about the serve. You should be focusing on what's going on the other side and getting ready for the next play. So when someone is serving, you should be looking forward at your opponent to see how they're going to pass, how they're going to set up their offense, what hitting patterns they're running, and also it's a form of trust. If everyone is looking at the server, it's going to make that server more nervous because they're going to be wondering why the people are looking at you. Do they not trust you? So make sure you look through the net when your teammate is serving so you can start planning your strategy and reading the opponent, and also to show that you trust the server is going to make it in. But this is a great illustration for that. The determination, that's a cat eye, that's a cat iris. Humans do not have that shape. The hole in between two people. Oh, okay. Went over, took with his hands. And Zuki, come on, come out of nowhere and block him. Oh no. Hey, Yuki tried his best, man. Not, I said Yuchi, I said Yamaguchi tried his best. Ooh, I love that. I love that he was frustrated after missing that dig, because that means he believes in himself. Good job. I love it, and the bench is just as excited for him. Ho ho, I love that. Meeting the teammates' expectations. Now it's back to a close game. Now they're pumped up. Yamaguchi not only brought the score closer, but he gave his whole team an extra boost of energy and belief. That'd be really interesting if it was so close back and forth that they rotated back all the way around and then Yamaguchi had to come in again for the serve. And has another chance to finish it. I love that he is saying we can't make the third year's the last match. He wants to play for his teammates. That's great. Hard serve, nicely absorbed by Seijoh. Oh, that one hand set again. All the middle hitters, here's a tip for you. When the pass is tight, you're usually the only option because the setter's arm is fully extended. It's going to be hard for them to push it out. All they can do is just tap it back at you. So this is where I teach my middles to get really excited when the passes are tight because you're usually the only and best option in that moment. Too often, young volleyball players, they see the tight pass and they're already trying to cover because they're expecting the ball to be hit back at them. But give your setter an opportunity to still run an offense and show your setter that you believe in them by going aggressive for an attack and be available for them to set you a quick set with one hand. That was a really good turn by, what's his name, Carrot Top? I forgot his nickname with the Vegeta haircut. Oh, we got Oikawa aligned. He could go on a run too. Daichi still got that big bruise on his face. Interesting, they got a two-man receive. This is really interesting. Oikawa has one of the best jump serves, which means the ball is traveling really fast. And I'm surprised that Karasuno is only passing with two receivers, Daichi and Nishinoya. Now I understand that these are the two best passers, but you usually are going to struggle to pass a jump serve if K-pop can actually serve in between them or serve the corners. So I wonder if this is an animation mistake because maybe they usually pass with two people, especially on float serves where the ball is slower, but on a jump serve you usually need like 3, even sometimes 4 people. You might want to throw the opposite hitter in there to try to pass and take up a little bit more space. Animation never gets old where the ball is spinning in the iris. Ooh. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Serving the sideline is really hard with just 2 passers. And even Oikawa's having his moment. Asha. I wonder if that means anything in Japanese. Get angry. That's like the best way. Okay, there we go. That's better. It was not an animation mistake. They should have done this earlier. They should know how powerful and how fast Oikawa's serve is. Oh, maybe before it was more on control, but I feel like he's always tried to serve with a lot of power. Now it's extra powerful. There we go, we got 3 good passers here. They just need to get behind it and get it up. Oh. Uh-oh. Let's see if they can get the overpass. Oh, Tanaka got it. Oh, he's setting Asahi from the back row. Oh, this is a close rally. Oh, we got the charging Mad Dog. He's using him as a decoy. Yes, he is. Oh, no. Oh, they came back to win. It was too good to be true, but they got the third set. That was an amazing fight. Now Seijoh knows how to adapt to Yamaguchi's serve. Yeah, Oikawa's a solid player. Under pressure, that's hard to do, to have that type of serve.
Yamaguchi!
That's good that they're still encouraging him and appreciating that he even got them that close. That's really good advice from Tanaka. Easy to focus on the few mistakes versus all the great things you're already doing. That's a good way to keep you motivated to look forward and continue to be better instead of reflecting on the past. So many flashbacks in this episode. Curious what adjustments Karasuno is going to make. This is such a great flashback, all the greatest moments between those two teams. And of course the episode's gonna end. All this build up. Oh yeah, they're destined to play the best against each other, to bring out the best. Here's my immediate reaction to episode 22. I knew Yamaguchi's moment was finally coming, but I didn't know that it was going to be that good, where he served, I think, 4 points in a row to catch them up completely, and he made a great defensive play. Now, even though he didn't intend to control it with his face or his shoulder, the fact that he tried to read, got his body behind it, he made a good play and gave his team another opportunity. It's not always about making the perfect play, it's just about putting your team in the best position possible, whether you're a defender, a setter, or a hitter. Not everything has to be spectacular and automatically scoring a point. So of course I'm super happy for Yamaguchi, and I can't wait to see how he continues to evolve in this match, because now he's locked in mentally and he's really trying to go for it every single serve, which means he's going to serve even better in the third set. But this also means that the opponent has more time to study your serve and will know how to adapt to it. So we'll see what happens to see if Yamaguchi does get his run. Suki hasn't had his moment yet, and there have been many times where you see flashes of what he can do, whether he's getting a soft block, toe on the block. Still waiting for Tsuki's moment to come big as well. But it was really cool to see Tsuki actually verbalize his appreciation for all the hard work that Yamaguchi has put in. So he definitely not only respects Yamaguchi more, but actually cares about him, which is surprising. But this goes back to the time where Yamaguchi actually pushed back against Tsuki's way of talking to him, and I think that also gained his respect from Tsuki. One thing we can learn from Oikawa's serving progression in this match, it's easy to think, ooh, Oikawa finally got his serve down at the end, but it actually started with that first miss from 2 episodes ago. Dang, has it already been 2 episodes? We haven't even finished the match and it's already the 3rd episode of this match. That's incredible. When you're serving in a match, it's really tempting to kind of ease into the game, but my recommendation is your first serve should be your toughest and hardest one. And it's okay to miss your first serve, because in my experience with jump serving, you want to use your first serve to set your rhythm and also to see what you can do in the rest of the game. If you slowly build up and wait till the end of the game to finally hit your toughest serve, you don't know what your limit is for that match, and you don't have that powerful rhythmic flow of a hard jump serve. This doesn't mean you have to go all out on the first serve, but still try to go through your aggressive serving routine as if it were the end of the match, so you can put your body in aggressive rhythm and also test out what you can do, because the serves that really count are the ones at the ends of game. And I think Oikawa set a great example of that. You saw how he crushed the ball and hit the ball as hard as he could and hit out in the beginning of the match, and now he knows exactly what he can do with that serve at the end of the 2nd set. I really admire Coach Ukai for giving Yamaguchi multiple chances to develop and prove himself. That's another sign of a good coach, is giving your players opportunities to develop. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone gets equal playing time or that everyone gets equal number of opportunities, because that's based on a person's progress, how much work they're putting in, and also how much you trust them to make the right mistakes and maybe get themselves back into a game. Too oftentimes I see coaches become very reactive, where they have favorites on the court. As soon as one person makes a mistake, they pull them out, and then maybe their favorite player, they can make 10 mistakes before they pull them out. Part of a coach's job is to manage player development and give your players room to make mistakes, because that's the only way they're going to get better. And also, giving your players opportunities, whether they do really well with them or not, shows your players that you trust them, and that goes a very long way in a player's development. When your players know that you trust them, you're going to get a lot more out of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction video. We'll see you in the next one.